Hi, I'm Alice. I've been married to my husband Mark for 8 years, and we have a wonderful 6-year-old son named Tyler. For most of our marriage, I tried to maintain a good relationship with Mark's parents, Linda and Robert, even when things felt a bit off. But what happened on Tyler's birthday changed everything. It was a Tuesday afternoon when I picked Tyler up from school. He climbed into the back seat, unusually quiet. "Hey, buddy, how was school?" I asked, glancing at him in the rearview mirror. "It was okay," he mumbled, staring out the window. "Just okay? Come on, it's your birthday week. Aren't you excited about Saturday?" Tyler's lip trembled. "Mom, why doesn't Grandma Linda like me?" My heart dropped. "What? Sweetie, what are you talking about?" "Cody said Grandma and Grandpa are throwing him a huge party on Saturday, at that fancy place with the arcade and everything. But that's my birthday, too." I pulled into our driveway and turned around to face him. "Cody said what?" "He kept talking about it at recess. He said there's gonna be a bounce house and a magician and like 50 people coming. Mom, we have the same birthday. Why are they doing that for him and not me?" I felt my stomach twist. "I'm sure there's been some kind of mistake, Tyler. Let me talk to Dad about it, okay?" That evening, Mark came home from work, and I immediately pulled him into the kitchen. "Did you know about this party your parents are throwing for Cody?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. Mark's face went pale. "What party?" "Apparently, your parents are throwing your nephew a massive birthday party this Saturday. You know, the same day as Tyler's actual birthday." "That can't be right. Mom would have mentioned—" "Call her, right now." Mark pulled out his phone and dialed. I watched his expression shift from confusion to hurt as his mother answered. "Hey, Mom. So, Tyler mentioned something about a party for Cody this weekend?" He paused, listening. "No, I didn't know about it. This Saturday? Mom, that's Tyler's birthday." "Uh-huh. Okay, but why weren't we—" His jaw clenched. "Right. Okay. We'll talk later." He hung up and looked at me with defeated eyes. "Well?" I demanded. "She said Cody's been planning it for months, that it's at Fun Zone and they've invited 40 people. When I reminded her about Tyler, she said—" He swallowed hard. "She said we could bring Tyler along if we wanted, that he could celebrate with Cody." "She said what?" "Alice, please." "As an afterthought? Our son is supposed to tag along to his cousin's party on his own birthday? I know it sounds bad." "Sounds bad?" "Mark, did she even acknowledge that they share the same birthday? Did she say anything about Tyler having his own celebration?" Mark sat down heavily at the kitchen table. "She said Cody asked for a big party this year, and they wanted to make it special for him. She said Tyler's still young and wouldn't remember anyway." I stared at my husband in disbelief. "He's 6 years old, Mark, the same age as Cody. How is he too young to remember, but Cody isn't?" "I don't know, Alice. I really don't know." The next morning, I called my best friend Sarah, who'd known my in-laws for years through mutual friends. "Sarah, I need to ask you something, and I need you to be completely honest with me." "Of course, what's going on?" I explained the birthday situation. There was a long pause. "Alice, I hate to say this, but I'm not surprised." "What do you mean?" "I've noticed it for a while now. Remember Tyler's kindergarten graduation last spring? Linda and Robert left early because they had Cody's soccer game. And at Christmas, Cody got that expensive gaming system while Tyler got a $50 gift card. I thought maybe they spent more on Cody because his parents are struggling financially." "Alice, wake up. Your brother-in-law Dave makes twice what Mark does. This isn't about money. This is about favoritism, plain and simple." That afternoon, I went to visit Mark's sister, Jennifer. She answered the door with a surprised smile. "Alice!" "What a nice surprise. Come in." We sat in her living room with coffee. I decided to be direct. "Jennifer, do you think your parents favor Cody over Tyler?" Her smile faltered. "Why would you ask that?" "Please, just be honest." She sighed. "Look, Alice, you have to understand, Cody is Dave's son. Dave is Mom's firstborn. There's always been this special bond there." "So that makes it okay to ignore Tyler?" "I didn't say that. But you know how Mom is. She's old-fashioned. The oldest son, the first grandson. It matters to her. Tyler is also their grandson, Jennifer. I know, but what? He's somehow less worthy of their love because Mark is younger? Jennifer set down her coffee cup. You're making this into a bigger deal than it needs to be. Am I? They're throwing a 40-person party for Cody on Tyler's birthday, and we weren't even invited until Mark called. You don't think that's a big deal? Maybe they thought you'd already made plans for Tyler? Without checking? Without even mentioning it? Jennifer, come on. She stood up. I think you're being paranoid, Alice. Mom and Dad love all their grandchildren. Really? When's the last time they came to one of Tyler's school events? They're busy, but not too busy for Cody's events, right? Jennifer's face hardened. I think you should leave. That evening, Mark and I sat down with Tyler to plan his own party. We're going to have the best birthday party ever, buddy, Mark said, ruffling Tyler's hair. Just for you. What do you want to do? Tyler's eyes lit up slightly. Really? Can we go to the trampoline park? And can I invite my whole class? Absolutely, I said. We'll do it next Saturday so you can have your own special day. After Tyler went to bed, Mark turned to me. I'm going to talk to my parents tomorrow. This has gone on long enough. Do you want me to come with you? No, I need to do this alone. They're my parents. But the next day, Mark came home looking shell-shocked. How did it go? I asked. Terrible. Dad barely said anything, and Mom... He shook his head. Mom said we're overreacting, that Tyler's too sensitive and we're coddling him. She said if we don't like how they choose to celebrate birthdays, that's our problem. She said what? She said Cody asked for a big party months ago, and they're not going to disappoint him just because we're being difficult. Being difficult? Mark, she completely dismissed our son. I know. I told her that if she can't treat both boys equally, then maybe we need to reevaluate our relationship with them. What did she say? She laughed. She said I was being dramatic, and that I'd come around once I stopped letting you poison me against them. My blood ran cold. She blamed me? She said you've never really fit into our family, that you're always stirring up trouble and making things difficult. I sat down, processing this. So this is my fault now? The fact that they ignore your son? That's not what I'm saying. But that's what she said. Mark, we need to do something about this. Saturday came, and we took Tyler to the trampoline park with his friends. He had a wonderful time, but I couldn't stop thinking about what was happening across town at Cody's lavish party. Sunday afternoon, Linda called Mark. I think we should all have lunch together. Clear the air, she said. Against my better judgment, we agreed. We met at a restaurant downtown, just the four of us, Mark, me, Linda, and Robert. Linda started immediately. I think we've all overreacted to this birthday situation. Stop, I interrupted. You don't get to minimize this, Linda. Her eyes narrowed. Excuse me? You heard me. You threw a massive party for Cody on Tyler's birthday and didn't even tell us until Mark called you. That's not an overreaction. That's facts. Alice, I don't appreciate your tone, and I don't appreciate you treating my son like he doesn't exist. Robert finally spoke. Now, Alice, that's not fair. Isn't it, Robert? When's the last time you came to one of Tyler's baseball games or asked about his schoolwork? Can you even name his best friend? Robert's silence was telling. Linda's face reddened. We've been very generous to Tyler over the years. Generous? You gave him a $50 gift card for Christmas while Cody got a $500 gaming system. You call that generous? How dare you question what we spend our money on? I'm not questioning your spending. I'm questioning your heart. Why do you love Cody more than Tyler? I love both my grandsons equally. Then prove it, I said, leaning forward. Tell me one thing, just one thing, about Tyler's life right now. What's his favorite subject in school? What does he want to be when he grows up? What's he afraid of? Linda's mouth opened and closed. This is ridiculous. You can't, can you? Because you don't actually know him. You don't care to know him. Mark placed a hand on my arm. Mom, Alice is right. You've made it clear that Cody is your favorite. We've tried to ignore it, to make excuses, but after the birthday party, we can't anymore. Linda's eyes filled with tears. How can you say that? I'm your mother. And Tyler is your grandson. He deserves better than this. This is all her influence, Linda spat, pointing at me. Before her, you understood family loyalty. Family loyalty? I laughed bitterly. You mean blind obedience? Tyler is your family too, Linda. I've apologized, haven't I? What more do you want? You haven't apologized. You've made excuses. There's a difference. Linda stood abruptly. Fine. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that Tyler felt left out. I'm sorry we threw Cody a party. Are you happy now? No, I said firmly. Because you're not actually sorry. You're sorry you got called out. This is unbelievable. What's unbelievable is that you think a half-hearted apology fixes years of favoritism. It doesn't, Linda, and we're done pretending it does. Robert stood. Alice, you need to calm down. Don't tell me to calm down. Your wife has emotionally neglected our son for 6 years, and you've said nothing. That's not true. Then where were you at his birthday party yesterday, Robert? Oh, wait, you were at Cody's party. The one on the same day. Linda's voice rose. You're trying to turn my son against me. I won't stand for this. Then don't, I said coldly. We're leaving. And until you can genuinely acknowledge what you've done and make real changes, you won't be seeing Tyler. You can't keep my grandson from me. Watch me. Linda grabbed my arm hard. You have no right. I yanked my arm free. Don't touch me. I'll do what I want. She reached for me again, and I stepped back, but she lunged forward, shoving me hard. I stumbled into the table. The restaurant went silent. Mark immediately stepped between us. Mom, what are you doing? Linda's face was twisted with rage. She's poisoning you against your family. Someone needs to put her in her place. That's enough, Mark said firmly. We're leaving. Don't contact us. As we walked away, Linda screamed after us. You'll regret this. I'll make sure you regret this. The next morning, I woke up to bruises on my shoulder where Linda had shoved me. I took photos and then called a lawyer. Mrs. Thompson, based on what you've described, you have grounds for both a restraining order and assault charges, the attorney, Miss Chen, said. The threats she made in front of witnesses strengthen your case. I just want to protect my son, I told her. I don't want her near him. We'll make that happen. 2 days later, Linda called Mark. He put her on speaker. I need to talk to you about this ridiculous restraining order. It's not ridiculous, Mom. You physically attacked my wife. I barely touched her. She's being dramatic. There are witnesses, Linda, I interjected, and photographs of the bruises. This is insane. Mark, tell her to drop this. No, you made threats. You got physical. This is the consequence. Consequence? I'm your mother. And Tyler is your grandson, but you couldn't see past your favoritism long enough to treat him with basic respect. Linda's voice cracked. Please, Mark, let me see Tyler. Let me apologize to him properly. I'll make it right. You've had 6 years to make it right, I said. You chose not to. I'm begging you. The answer is no, Mark said. You threatened us. You got physical. We're protecting our son. From his own grandmother? From someone who's hurt him emotionally for years and then threatened violence when called out on it, I replied. That's exactly who we're protecting him from. I'll fight this. You can't keep me from my grandson. Actually, we can. Miss Chen's voice came through. She'd joined the call at our request. Mrs. Wilson, I'm the Thompsons' attorney. The restraining order has been granted. If you violate it, you'll face criminal charges. I suggest you consult with your own lawyer. The line went dead. 2 weeks later, we sat in court. Linda's lawyer tried to argue that it was all a misunderstanding, but the witnesses from the restaurant testified. The restraining order was extended for a year, and Linda was ordered to complete anger management classes. Outside the courthouse, Jennifer approached us. I can't believe you actually went through with this, she said. What choice did we have? Mark replied. She's your mother. And she assaulted my wife and made threats against my family. What would you have done in my position? Jennifer had no answer. 3 months later, Sarah and I sat in my kitchen watching Tyler play in the backyard. "How's he doing?" she asked. "Better. He's stopped asking why Grandma doesn't like him. His therapist says he's making good progress." "And you?" "I'm relieved, honestly. No more walking on eggshells. No more watching my son be ignored and hurt." "Linda tried to call me yesterday," Sarah said. "Wanted me to convince you to drop the restraining order." "What did you tell her?" "That she should have thought about consequences before shoving you and making threats. That Tyler deserved better than to be an afterthought." Mark came outside with lemonade. Tyler's baseball team made the playoffs. His coach says he's really come into his own this season. "That's wonderful," Sarah said. "Yeah. And you know what? Linda and Robert won't be there. And honestly, he's better off." As Sarah left, Mark and I watched our son laugh and play. "Do you ever regret how things turned out?" he asked. "No, I regret that it had to come to this. But I don't regret protecting our son. He deserves to grow up knowing he's valued and loved." "He does," Mark agreed. "And he will." Tyler ran up to us, breathless and grinning. "Mom, Dad, watch this trick!" As I watched him demonstrate his latest accomplishment, I felt at peace. We'd stood up for our child. We'd set boundaries. And we'd shown Tyler that his worth wasn't dependent on people who couldn't see it. Have you ever had to cut ties with family members who showed favoritism? How did you protect your children from toxic family dynamics? Share your experiences in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more real-life stories.